Yeah. Today, guys, we have this awesome, incredible game on review. It's kind of addictive, as it is mentioned on the thumbnail, because it is awesome. I played the demo version and I started to play the game, which was released on Steam for personal computer yesterday. Stellar Blade is the great game, not even mentioning how the main character looks like. Her name is Eva. But in fact, guys, this is awesome. The graphics is fantastic, even though, yeah, I'm replaying my stream, so the graphic is not that great. But if you play the real game, you'll feel it. So our mission, like the start of the game, begins with unsuccessful landing on the planet Earth. Should I spoil this for everyone? Actually, the game itself is more than a year old, but it was released just on consoles, and its debut on PC happened just yesterday, and I, of course, streamed the game. Yeah, despite how the characters look like, it's not a 3D hentai or something. The characters, they just look like this. There is the little fan service, I would say, but nothing really too much erotic. They have this border and it's just pleasant to play with this kind of the character. Well, the idea of the game is what I like, to fight monsters. Here you have the sword as the initial weaponry. I think it will be the main weaponry throughout the game, but I just started to play it. There are tons of the cutscenes, they're quite emotional and you feel connected with the game. The game is brutal in many of the cases. I would say that sometimes it's even more brutal compared to Dune, for example. The settings are really nice. You're deployed somewhere in a abandoned city, which was demolished previously by Netsiba. Netsiba are those monsters, basically. Well, I know the lore, but I will not tell you it. Just not to spoil the game if you watch it. And it's very close to the game that I also like. It's called Nier Automata. You also have the drone, however, it's useless here compared to Nier, where the drone is actually firing. Here you have less options with the drone, but it is used mostly for surveillance. You also have the variety of the perks which you may upgrade to improve your character, to improve fighting, defense, offense. You may upgrade as you wish. Also, the good thing that you may train your skills with tutorials, or you may enter it. If you have the new perk, you have the upgrade, you can go to tutorial right away and train it. Kind of awesome. Also, the game is pretty much challenging. The bosses are strong. It's not an easy task for you to fight them all, and that makes this game kind of interesting. You can have two of the difficulties, the story mode and normal mode for now. In normal mode, it's kind of hard to fight those bosses from what I understood, so mostly in the story mode, it's more or less okay. If you don't have the experience in those kind of the JRPG games, I think they call like that, so you should select story mode for that. And yeah, about how our Eve looks like, she's just beautiful. Just look at this perfect body. Yeah, sorry for saying that. Maybe you don't like this kind of the stuff, but the dress is fantastic and you have many of the options for that. From what I searched on the forums, you have tons of the varieties of the dresses, suits and so on. And from what I understood, they open while you are going through the game, so you need to search for the particular suits. And yeah, the stock one is the green one. Mechanics, physics, everything is done very well in this game. I just enjoy playing it. I was just pretty much tired the last night, and that's why I finished playing it after finishing the first boss. But in general, this is awesome. I like to play it, I like to discover it. The settings, enemies, everything is fantastic, and it's not easy, I would say. You have to find a way to fight with your enemies. Just the usual enemies, if they, like here, come together, they may really harm you pretty much hard, and you don't have the time even to drink some sort of the medical kit. They have this syrup or something. So here I think I died for the first time, not with the boss, but just randomly with a random enemy. Yeah, here it was really a mistake. And I've just started to play, and there are a variety of those enemies. It's so encouraging, you know, because compared to the Doom, for example, yeah, Doom is the first-person shooter. I like how smooth Doom really is, but this game, it has more soul in it compared to Doom. Yeah, not Doom, but Doom, the latest version they released. Dark Ages or something, I streamed it for 3 times, and honestly, guys, I didn't like it. It is in lack of the soul, everything is so routine. Here, well, at least in the beginning, playing just 1.5 hours, I really enjoyed the game. So many things to discover here, or maybe I just like Eve. Yeah, actually the main character really matters. I remember playing The Last of Us, I also enjoyed it. And here with Stellar Blade, they did the perfect job. They have the fan service, as I told you, but it's not like out there in your face all the time. No, the game is more serious, it's more concentrated on the story, I would say, and not on how they look, but how they look is also kind of important, because Eve is just nice, and yeah, I'm gonna stream it maybe tomorrow because today I'm tired. Maybe I just like those kind of the RPG games. It's not a JRPG since the game is not made in Japan, it was made in Seoul, South Korea. Nevertheless, it has all of the features of the sci-fi JRPG. Awesome game. I highly recommend. Compared to the Dune Awakening, which I played 2 days ago, this is much better. Yeah, you don't have that sandpit like in a Dune, crafting and so on. Here is just straightforward scenario, but it is awesome. The game is pretty much nice. And guys, it's all what I want to say. See you.